race is closing in on us so quickly. And this Saturday, the 3rd of May, it will be D-Day of Okpokpe Road Race. And the interesting story is that African top athletes all across the world are on their way to Okpokpe. But my worry is how to keep some of those prize money in Nigeria. Nigerian athletes have said, look, our government can't be putting tournaments like this together and then all the prize money goes outside. And the AFN is also interested in ensuring that, look, we are able to train athletes who are good in this one going forward.
The question is, but one of the questions I was going to ask is how many governors are going to take part this year? But
I'm not Governor Adams Oshiomhole.
Just so far, just one governor. But back to the
is enough.
Back to the road races of the truth about it is that all over the world, international meets are held in whatever sport. As much as the countries or organizers would like to have local athletes, to perform as well as they should in order to increase local participation and interest in the competition. The truth is, if you are not good enough, you are not good enough. As long as you are willing to open your doors to the best from the rest of the world, you must be willing to compete at that level. If you cannot, there is nothing anyone can do about it.
This is very clear in athletics.
It doesn't come any clearer.
If I run in my bedroom, I'm not going to run better than I can run.
Better than the Kenyan?
If the race is done, the best will always come out. Anyway, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what Okpokpe brings to the fore this year, and then I'm sure we'll be able to pick it up. I'm happy that the AFN are really taking this very seriously, and they want to make Nigeria very dominant. By the time we have this Okpokpe Road Race, very difficult terrain, and then the Obudu Mountain Race is also there, we should have enough to train athletes who will also begin to challenge these East Africans in long distance races and road races and marathon. We should begin to look at that. And then later on this year in Lagos, October 1st, we'll be having Lagos Intra-City Marathon as well. So there's a lot lined up that I think we need to take advantage of going forward. Anyway, when Mabo comes in, he will come and talk to us about all of that and more on Sports Tonight. It's time for us to go on a quick break. And during the break, we'll bring you highlights of the game that was played over the weekend in the Globe Premier League. Abia Warriors hosting Warri Wolves. It was a game of Warriors against Wolves. And the Wolves devoured the Warriors on home soil. We'll bring you those highlights. By the time we return, we'll talk about match day 10 in the Globe Premier League tomorrow, and then fixtures in the Nigerian National League as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Champion, never afraid. Champion loves challenges. To be a champion, beat the best. To be a champion, drink Extra Juice. Extra Juice, your instant energy drink containing 7 vitamin B, Korean ginseng, and royal jelly. Boost your stamina and power. Champions, drink Extra Juice.
In just number 28 for Abia Warriors. On this sunny afternoon in the city of Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, they call it the God's own state. Check out for this big man in defense for Warri Wolves. Is the captain of the side, Azubuike Egwekwe. Is the captain. Nigeria International played all the matches for Nigeria at Chan when Nigeria finished 3rd. And of course, also played lots of matches for Nigeria. Has been a mainstay in Super Eagles. Former coach of the under-20 national team of Nigeria, Ladan Bosu, is a technical advisor of Abia Warriors. He was unveiled just a couple of days before the kickoff of the league, and has been doing very well, steadying the ship for them. Bola Igogu, and of course, his first time in Nigeria was when he coached the Gabros, but he went to Warri Wolves the first time, and then traveled to South Africa, where he coached in Cape Town, before making his way back and to Enyimba, and then finally, second time around at Warri Wolves, twice as much for him. Not been quite a fantastic journey for him, having been knocked out of the Confederation Cup. And now the players are there saluting their fans, and they're doing very well. At this point, Kelechi Awudewe is joining me on commentary, just like he did yesterday. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for allowing me to talk today. All right.
Touch from Uluocha. Gucci Oguchi ball in the box and headed out there. Warri Wolves through Egbeta. Sends the ball forward and looking for Amutu. But he's going to show him able to contend with it. Is this in the net? It is in a goal. First goal. What a costly mistake for the pair of Shoemimo and Samson Chooks. The goalkeeper would have just come out to pick up that ball, but it would confuse the goalkeeper so much, and Amutu forced them to do that. And of course, it's the first goal for Warri Wolves. The away team in the lead.
And that's almost at the stroke of half-time here at the Umuahia Township Stadium. The first goal Abia Warriors will concede at home. We were talking about this, so we said there was all sorts of miscommunication, you know, in the centre-back position for Abia Warriors. That was absolutely catastrophic, and this one has a lot of pace on him. Just watch here. The goalkeeper, he should be talking. The defenders, they should be talking. Everyone waited for each other to clear the ball. Instead, it was Amutu with his pace and persistence who got the vital touch.
Goes past his man, and of course, it is a penalty. And a yellow card will go with it. Yes, indeed. Very intelligent play from Amutu. Always, same team he did against Rangers International in Warri, and he has gotten that penalty again.
He's a very brilliant forward, you have to say. That was wonderful nutmeg. Very confident. Simply put it through the legs of Samson. And Oguchi, what was he thinking of making that challenge? If you have to make a challenge inside the box, you have to be very, very sure you're going to get a ball. Stonewall penalty. No choices left for Abdullahi Shuaibu, and a wonderful chance to make it 2-0 to the visitors.
Will it be Oguchi? That's the man, a yellow card. I must say the weakest man in the defense for Abia Warriors is Samson Chooks, who has Chuki. He's too heavy. He can't move. And of course, he's the one giving away all the balls. And of course, committing on the infringement. He was the one that was just gone past to commit Oguchi to commit that penalty.
It's okay. Strike.
Ogagatewo against the goalkeeper. Ogagatewo, and it's wasted over the top. See the reaction coming from the coach of the side, Bola Igbogu. He just can't believe it.
All right, at the end of the day, that defender, I mean, it was a rugby kick. That wasn't a penalty kick, that was a rugby kick. And that
field goal
is a lucky guy, because Warriors eventually held on to that goal and won the game by 0-0. If it had ended in a draw or they had lost the game, I'm sure his match bonus would have been touched in some ways, one way or the other. But don't worry, let's go quickly. Tomorrow there are games in the Globe Premier League. Warri Wolves second on the log. Aqua United have been, I beg your pardon, second on the log. Sharks are still setting the pace. But tomorrow there are some heavy fixtures. Pillars against Atlant, Sunshine against Bayelsa. That game will be live on TV tomorrow. Rangers against Aqua United. Nimbe will be hosting Sharks in Omoku. And Sharks supporters are already flooding Omoku, making Nimbe feel very uneasy. Dolphins will be welcoming Abia Warriors. We have El Kanemi against Gombe. That's Kaduna against Nasarawa. Warri Wolves against Esitaraba. Giwa will be hosting Lubi. Enyimba will be hosting Crown of Ogumosho. So clearly, Pillars, Atlant, one of the picks of the pack.
Yeah, pick of the pack, going by previous histories, but on current form, you can't say Atlant because their first victory was against Enyimba.
Well, that would be the turning point.
That could be the turning point. I thought that game would have been on TV, but...
No, they just brought Atlant Enyimba. The Atlant Enyimba was on TV over the weekend.
It doesn't mean. This was one of the biggest games. Sunshine Bayelsa, another big game.
That will be on TV.
A lot of people have not seen Bayelsa on TV most time, but at least they will see them against Sunshine Stars. What was against Taraba? What we want to use Taraba to
consolidate from the loss in the CAF Competitions Club.
Yes.
Bayelsa will want to bounce back. I apologize to Nigerians, but they need to put up a show tomorrow in Akure.
They need to put up a show against the Sunshine Stars that almost got a victory in Uyo against Aqua United. The same kind of result they could have gotten against Kano Pillars. Two of the most difficult places to play football, but they blew that towards the end of the game. So, but crucial again, the game was shifted, because the weekend is going to be for state FA Cup finals. So you have to play some of these games so that you allow for weekends, you give room for the weekend games, that's the FA Cup finals. Nobody's talking about sharks. Nobody's talking about that. They're really...
They are rich in